Hello, New Wave of British Heavy Metal.com here. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about Judas Priest's British Steel album and ask you a question about it and give you my opinion. But before I do that, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, please, because that would be big help and appreciated if you would. So please click the little button to do that. Right, Judas Priest and British Steel. This is the album, isn't it, which of course pushed Judas Priest into the top of the tree as far as heavy metal goes, isn't it? Originally released in 1980, sold in big numbers, and it's been considered over the years to be a bit of a bona fide classic, hasn't it? But is it really the classic that it's considered to be by many people? I bought it all the way back on release back in 1980, 45 years ago, flipping out, because it's April 2025 as I'm recording this. I remember buying the album. I went to see him on that tour, and if my old man memory still has any vestige of recollection left in it, I think Iron Maiden was support, weren't they? Because their debut album had just been released. But I think I'm right, but if I'm wrong, tell me. And back then in 1980, although being then much younger than I am today, I had much admiration for Judas Priest from the earlier albums that preceded British Steel, in particular Sad Wings of Destiny, Sin After Sin, and Stained Class, which to me, each one of those is a bona fide classic. And all three of them are albums I listen to regularly, even to this day. Priest at the top of the game, I think. Anyway, so what about British Steel? Is it the classic which many consider it to be? Now, I'm going to give you my answer, and I think it might not be too well received. However, in my opinion, British Steel is at its best pedestrian and far away from a classic. And I say this is just my opinion. Yours might be different, and if it is, that's okay, because we can all have different opinions, can't we? What about the music? Well, Rapid Fire is quite a good opener. That's nice and punchy, isn't it? Nice forceful drumming, those guitar bursts. But after that, there's nothing really which does anything for me. I think Metal Gods plods along without really going anywhere. Breaking the Law, well, yes, it's catchy, isn't it? And it's an obvious candidate for the hit single that it was. But it's far too cheesy, isn't it? Far too cheesy. I feel embarrassed from listening to it. I think it's cringeworthy. The same applies to the plodding dirge of Grinder and the second helping of Cheese, which is United, more cringe. You don't have to be old to be wise. It's sort of okay. And then we get a triple dose of cheesy cringe with Living After Midnight. I mean, what's all that about? The Rage, you know, that's okay. That gets a bit better after that sort of reggae style opening bit. And Steel is not that's a reasonably passable closer, isn't it? But overall, for me, I think British Steel is generally uninspired, far too cheesy, and a lyrical wasteland. I did listen to it again, fair play. I did listen to it again before recording this, and my opinion hasn't changed. It's just doesn't move me at all, and I don't think it's the classic that you might think it is. That said, I do have 2 copies of it. The original vinyl, long since gone over the last 45 years. Don't know what happened to it. But I do have the CD reissue from about 20 years ago with the 2 bonus tracks, and the 30th anniversary version, which included the concert DVD. That DVD is pretty good, actually. But for me, as I mentioned in my review of Invincible Shield, which there's a video of that somewhere on the channel, I gave up on Priest after Screaming for Vengeance, as I thought it all became a little bit samey, and I didn't buy another of their albums till Angel of Retribution, which I didn't think too much of either, and I only bought Invincible Shield out of curiosity. But anyway, that's my opinion, just my opinion, of course, and we all have different opinions, and that's okay. But for me, give me Sad Wings of Destiny, Sin After Sin, Stained Class, and Killing Machine, or depending on where you were in the world, you might know it as Hellbent for Leather. Give me those 4 over British Steel. any time, and nothing subsequently, perhaps to some extent, Point of Entry. I quite like that album. So there we are. That's just my opinion. I don't think British Steel's a classic. If you do, that's fine. But don't, you know, well, there we are. I don't really have anything else to say, I don't think, other than it's not really an album for me. But no doubt it probably might be for you. So there we are. That's enough about it, I think. So I'll disappear, but not before I've asked you again if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, because that would be a help if you wouldn't mind. So there we are. That's it for this one, and I'll talk to you again at some other point. Bye.